How to grow moss rose, Portulaca, a cascade of colorful ground cover. Moss rose, Portulaca grandiflora, also known as Purslane, is a vibrant and low-maintenance annual plant appreciated for its bright, colorful blooms and succulent foliage. It's an excellent choice for gardeners looking to add a splash of color to rock gardens, containers, or sunny borders. Here's a detailed guide on how to grow moss rose and enjoy its cascading beauty. Understanding moss rose. Varieties. Moss rose comes in a variety of colors, including shades of pink, red, orange, yellow, and white. There are also bicolored varieties. Characteristics. Known for its trailing and mat-forming habit, moss rose reaches a height of 6 to 8 inches. The succulent leaves are cylindrical and fleshy, and the flowers bloom in profusion. Bloom time. Moss rose is a summer bloomer, with flowers opening during the warmest part of the day. Growing moss rose. Choosing the right location. Moss rose thrives in full sun. Choose a spot with well-draining soil, as this plant is susceptible to root rot in overly wet conditions. Planting time. Sow seeds directly into the garden after the danger of frost has passed. Moss rose can also be started indoors in seed trays and transplanted once the seedlings are robust. Planting depth. Sow seeds or transplant seedlings at a shallow depth, just pressing them into the soil. Ensure good seed-to-soil contact. Spacing. Space plants about 6 to 12 inches apart, depending on the variety. This allows them room to spread and create a lush mat. Watering. Water sparingly. Moss rose is drought-tolerant and prefers to dry out between waterings. Overwatering can lead to root rot. Soil conditions. Well-draining soil is crucial. If your soil tends to retain water, consider adding sand or perlite to improve drainage. Caring for moss rose. Fertilization. Moss rose is not a heavy feeder. A balanced, diluted liquid fertilizer applied during the growing season is usually sufficient. Deadheading. Pinch or snip off spent flowers to encourage continuous blooming. Weeding. Keep the area around moss rose weed-free, especially when it's establishing. Weeds can compete for nutrients and water. Pest control. Moss rose is generally resistant to pests. However, keep an eye out for aphids or spider mites and treat accordingly. Overwintering. Moss rose is an annual, but it readily reseeds itself. Allow some flowers to go to seed, and you may find new seedlings emerging the following spring. Landscaping ideas. Moss rose works well in rock gardens, hanging baskets, containers, or as ground cover. Its trailing habit makes it an excellent choice for cascading over edges. Moss rose is a fantastic addition to any garden, offering a burst of color with minimal care. Its ability to thrive in hot, dry conditions makes it a resilient and versatile choice for various landscaping projects. Whether you're a beginner gardener or an experienced enthusiast, moss rose is sure to bring joy with its vibrant blooms and easygoing nature. Consider adding this charming plant to your garden for a colorful and low-maintenance landscape.